Hello everyone, welcome to this session three, open session three, for Chinese language. And today I'll be answering all the questions related to Chinese language and any kind of query you guys have related to HSK. So let's get started. Uh, Let me come to my FAQ. So whatever I'm answering is also available on Google Docs that you can access through the group description of our group. So I've made it everything very easy for you. So okay, first question that I got was like, I have a problem in spoken, want to improve tones. Okay. So I have three-step method through which I improved my tones. I'll just share quickly a bit my journey with tones. So it took me 4 years to get my tones right because where I learned Chinese for the first time, which was St. Stephen's College, Delhi University, tones were not taught. It was not a priority. We were taught pronunciation. We were taught like reading and writing a lot more, but I can't remember where my tones were getting corrected, or my teacher is forcing me to correct my tones, or telling me any sort of methods to correct my tones. Second time when I studied Mandarin, that place though did not have tones ka concept only. They were teaching through pinyin and without tones. Then third time, then I studied Mandarin in Changzhou University. But because I did not join like an absolute beginner class, I joined an elementary class because I gave HSK too. It was hard to correct my tones. Like I was learning a lot of vocab and grammar, but correcting, nobody can still correct on my tones, right? So even going to China did not help in that matter. Now, then I studied Chinese for the fourth time in 2016. I joined East Asia department. CF1 level, where I again started learning Mandarin from scratch after learning for 3, 4 years. There, they focused on tones for straight 2 weeks. Imagine studying for 4 hours a day, straight for 2 weeks, and only focusing on tones. That kind of like that level of like involvement and dedication is has to make your tones right. And they were very strict on your tones, how are you pronouncing your tones and everything. So my experience with East Asia department and the teachers that I got there, Delhi University, was amazing because it helped me improve my tones. And I think another thing that really helped me is as I started my journey on teaching Mandarin, I was also figuring out how to teach tones properly. First of all, you need to know your own tones, the four tones and differentiation. If you know it now, how to impart it to other student is very important. That led to me a lot of research. Now this whatever answer I'm giving is really backed on research, which I've experimented with a lot of my students, and they have got like really good result. So one thing that I really focus on, first of all, learn to differentiate between four tones. If you're able to do it, then next step is your make sure your tone combinations are on point. Okay, if you do not know the concept of tone combination, I'll very quickly tell you what I'm talking about. So in Mandarin, we have five tones. Some people say we have four tones, some people say we have five tone. It depends how you take neutral tone as. So I take neutral tone as another tone as well, because the sound really changes when you are speaking with the neutral tone. So this is called a tone pair combination. So you have one, two, three, four, five tones, and on like the horizontal side, and four tones on the vertical side. So when you combine these, you get 20 unique tone pair combination, like 今天、中国、冰水、知道、真的、明天、明年、啤酒、容易、什么。Everything is different tone. Now, interesting part is in Mandarin, most of the things are made up of disyllable. Okay, we rarely have solo syllable sounds. Even if we have solo syllable sound, we try to talk in either two or three syllable. For example, I want to say I really like China. I will say 我很喜欢. So 我很 is gonna come as a one thing. 我很喜欢中国，我很喜欢中国. So we always talk in two or three syllables. So in order to get proficient in your tones, you need to really get your two syllable tones right. This is one way. Now, how to learn tone pair combination? First, of course, you can hire a teacher. You can have a teacher and she can help you. I work a lot on the tone pair combinations. So if you want to have a private class with me, that is definitely an option. You can DM me about my classes and whatever I'm offering right now. I can help you with that. If you do not want to reach out to a teacher and you want to try something of your own, then simply I have given you like a YouTube link. So this link will take you to the search results. So you can see Chinese tone pair practice, Pinyin limited series, Chinese tone challenge, learn Chinese tones, um, sound like a native in 56 minutes, Chinese tone pair practice, Chinese tone pair in 15 minutes. Anywhere you see Chinese tone pairs, you watch that video. I think this is one of the best video. First, like maybe watch like this 15-minute video to understand the 20 pair tone combination, and then watch this 1 hour video where you're constantly practicing on your like 1+1, 1+2. But again, you need a feedback, so it can't be done without a teacher. And if you need a one-on-one attention of your teacher, you need to get a tutor for yourself. Like the classroom teachers are not going to help you that much. You can definitely try, but I doubt. I highly doubt. So you need a private teacher in order to get your things right. This is one way to improve your tones. Another way is once you are thorough with your 20 tone pair combination, now the next challenge comes is okay, now we have a lot of tones, and with different words come, you have to learn a lot of tones. How do you learn tones? Learn and pronouncing them right. So there are two, three ways to do that. One way is to mark tones on textbook with characters. So I'm pretty sure you must be having textbooks with characters. If you do not have, maybe take a text with characters and print it out and mark tones on it like this is what I practically have done with my own Chinese. After I got understood, like, oh my God, how tones are important and Chinese are not going to understand me without tones, I really focused on memorizing each and every tone of every word that I'm learning. Some tones are very easily remember. Like for example, we use this word Hanyu so many times that you know it's a fourth tone and the third tone. Wa, we know it's a third tone. So a lot of vocab is just you'll remember like with time. You don't really need to pressurize your brain a lot. But let's say a word like pang chu or xuanze, these words take time. It doesn't really fix in your mind so easily because it just don't. We don't really use everyday xuanze, which means to choose, or pangchu, which means to help. So for that, one way to basically get fluent is to do these kind of practices where you're marking tones, whatever form of books you're using. And another is imitation or shadow speaking. This is also I did a lot. Just to give you a reference, I talk about this a lot on my even. I used to talk this about this a lot on my Instagram as well. Mm. So this is a YouTube channel I personally loved. It's called Slow and Clear Chinese. It has like a lot of good stories that you can go through. It's useful for people who are at least HSK level 4. If you're not at HSK level 4, for beginner videos, there are different playlists. So because at each level, you need to use different kind of resources to get ahead. This is I started when I was at level 4 that I had like a hit. Oh my God, I need to learn tones properly. So see how slowly they are speaking. Just to give you a reference. Mm,
我每天早上6点半起床。
我每天早上6点半起床. This is how you need to practice. And they have slow version as well, and then they have normal speed as
讲语
well.
速，
I think this is the normal speed. Uh,
点半起。我每天早上6点半起床，
我每天早上6点半起床。
起床后去洗脸刷牙。
起床后去洗脸刷牙. So again, totally feel like, oh, you have to like become a parrot and speak like them. So this is another way to improve your tones because you are seeing the tones and speaking with them. So you will remember eventually. So anybody has any other advice on this that they want to speak? I'm very much open to listening for other students. Mm, okay, I think you are okay. I think nobody has anything to offer, so I'll be continuing with my uh, next thing. Okay, Ratvinder is saying I use the same method for marking tone on character. Great, Ratvinder. All right. I'm moving forward to the second one. So these are the three tips for improving your tones. It's not an easy job. You have to really focus. I would to say every day 15 minutes you have to work on your tones and then move on to other aspects of Mandarin. Tones are very, very important and we really tend to like forego it. Don't do that. Chinese people will not understand you if you're not speaking in tones. A lot of time we listen Chinese speaking too fast and we feel like they're not speaking in tones. It's not like that. They are still speaking in tones. You are tone deaf. So please make your ears aware of the tones. Okay, next question is how soon can one be proficient in Chinese if he or she dedicates themselves completely to it? I want to know how much time it takes to learn Mandarin. Is it too difficult? And there's another variation of this question. How long will it take to become fluent in reading and speaking Chinese? Now, this is a very, very relative question. There is no one way to answer. But practical, let's talk about practicality. I know a person who went to China. They spent, I think, 16 lakhs rupees. I think spent and went to three different universities to do three different semesters. And within 1.5 year of period, the person like went from like 0 to level 6. That person cleared level 6 exam within like 15, 16 months of doing 10 to 12 hours of study in China. So the very fastest way is you go China, spend some money, study for 10, 12 hours, and within 1.5 year you'll be at level 6 and you'll be like fluent in Chinese. That's like the fastest and the most expensive way to go about it. Now, let's say you do not have all the time in your world. You can't just focus on Chinese. You have 10 other things that you have to do, and Chinese is just like a side thing that you have started or you're trying to do. Let's talk about this practicality as well. So it totally depends on the number of hours you can devote. So according this table, one requires now I have taken like the highest digit. Suggested hours for level 1 is 36 to 50, HSK 2 36 to 60, then 36 to 50, 48 to 75. So when you combine all of this, no, let's talk about HSK 4 for now, okay? Because HSK 5 and 6 have no end. You can like lifelong still learn language and there is no end to it. So let's talk about the level 4. It roughly takes about 435 hours to complete HSK 4. And when I say complete, it means like learning and understanding the vocab, going through the text, learning and understanding the grammar part, right? And of course, you're remembering the characters and you're learning the tones. Now, another 400 hours goes into the different resources where you're listening through podcast, you're watching YouTube videos, you're talking to Chinese people, a lot of like input and output of comprehensible resources. So, according to me, it takes about 835 hours roughly to at least reach level 4. Now, if you're giving or devoting at least 2 hours a day, 2 to 3 hours a day, you can finish your level 4 in 12 months. Okay. And let's say obviously 365 days nobody studies. We don't even study that much in school. So let's come down to 300 days. Then still again you need to study then 4 to 5 hours a day to again finish HSK 4 in 12 months. But if you want to take it more slower, let's say you can't devote more than 1 hour a day or 2 hours a day, then it will gonna take you completely 2 years to reach level 4. In my courses, I to take 2.5 years to reach level 4. Like if you do a group course with me, when I used to provide group courses, so it takes about anywhere to 2 to 2.5 years to may become proficient in a way where you can start applying for jobs. You'll be able to communicate yourself, like let's say 99% of the time. Obviously, listening skills will be somewhere at 40-50% level because listening skills required like way too much vocabulary that obviously till HSK 4 is what 1200 vocabulary. Do you really think you can listen to Chinese at 1200 vocabulary where the amount that we are seeing is like 5 to 6,000 vocab. So with 1200 you can do daily communication very well. Listening is going to require like another level of efforts altogether. But this is what it looks like. Let's say if you want to secure a 6 to 8 lakh ka package wala job, you need to devote at least 2 years of time of your Mandarin, where you're devoting 2 hours per day. Uh, having said that, following factors matter a lot: your structure, your feedback, and guidance. Are you getting feedback for what you're learning? Whatever like you read, whatever you are speaking, are you getting feedback for that? The structure, what kind of structure you are using to learn Mandarin, because you need different structure at different levels. As a beginner, you need a different mindset and ways to learn Mandarin. As an elementary level, there's a different way to go about it. Intermediate level, again, different way to go about it. Upper intermediate, advanced has only one way, but still it requires a different amount of method to learn Mandarin. So it's very important to have that structure. Now, where you can get that structure is from your teachers. Either even you can hire, even you can like be my student. I can give the same thing. Or if you're learning from any institute, tell that teacher to give you a structure. So structure is very important. What book you are using, what kind of structure you want to follow, what kind of teachers materials you want to follow. Then feedback is another very important thing. Now, understand, in classroom setting where you are studying with 24 students or 12 students, even 6 students, you will not get feedback. I mean, 6 students, you can still get feedback depending on how your teacher is functioning. But if you are in an offline classroom with 24 students, you'll not get always personalized feedback. And at some level, you start needing to have that personalized feedback. I think this point we miss a lot, and either you make a Chinese friend who can help you with that, or you start paying money to once a week to a tutor who can help you with that. But feedback and guidance is very important. Guidance in the sense, let's say you are lacking in one area of Mandarin. There's so many areas. Listening is one, reading is one, speaking is one, translation is one, writing is one. So if you are not able to improve in one area, how to improve? Again, you need guidance on that. So depending on these three factors also, it depends how fast you can reach to that goal of proficiency. uh any inputs on this? Anybody have anything to say on this question? How soon one can be proficient in Chinese? In any personal experience they want to talk about, or anything to add on? Or do you think what I said is like sufficient? All good? Okay, let's move forward. Next question is also very interesting. How to improve speaking Chinese skills, how to improve speaking, and just the different variations. At least 5 to 10 students have asked me how to improve speaking. Now, according to me, direct speaking never comes in any language. Now, every teacher has their own experiences. This is coming personally from my own experience with dealing with Mandarin Chinese language. For me, speaking is a byproduct of listening and reading. Now, the more time you spend in Chinese listening and reading, the more fluent speaker you can become. Because in order to speak fluently, you need two things. First, you need to be confident in your tones and pronunciation. If I ask you right now to read an article, how confident are you in that? Okay, so confidence is in your tones and pronunciation is must, that you're not speaking in wrong tones, you're not speaking in the wrong pronunciation. Another thing is your processing speed should be fast, right? For English to Chinese or Chinese to English. Let's say if you want to talk, you are at level 1 and you want to start with speaking with native speakers. But can you like really comprehend what they are speaking very quickly? That comprehension requires a lot. And whatever you want to say from English to Chinese, are you able to process, like say it very fast? Okay, doing this Saturday? Can you very quickly say it in your mind? 这个星期六你打算做什么? Can you say that fast? So the processing speed matters a lot. So I'll be telling you some tricks that you can start applying if you're at a beginner level, to actually start speaking fluently when you reach a elementary level. So at beginner level, I think your focus should not be directly on speaking with other people, but your focus must be a lot on listening to Chinese stories on YouTube and practice imitation, and then translate it on your own, and then check how correctly you are, translating using the English CC. Just to give you an example, what I'm talking about when I say English CC, and how do you check how right or wrong you are in your translations. Let us take this one.
Knowing software development is very tricky. because it requires you to pick the right fundamentals and
We will. I wanted to show you one without pinning. Let's. Okay, this is with Pinion. They also have like without Pinion, same story. So let's say that this is with Pinion. So what I'm talking is, let's say whatever story she's saying now, there is no English to it. But if you open this CC thing, the English will appear. So I want you to off this CC and like, go through the story, see how much you're understanding, translate on your own, and then see whether you translated it correctly or not. You can even translate in your head and then check, oh, did I do it correctly? So do this kind of practice. Like imitation is definitely important, but seeing whether you're understanding in the right way or not is also very important. The second thing that I recommend is read articles of your level, either on a app called Two Chinese or the app called the Chairman Pao or a website called Mandarin Bean. But when you read articles, it's very important to get feedback. So again, you need a teacher who can give you feedback on your reading, or a Chinese friend that, let's say you pick a one article, you prepared it, okay, you're listening so many times, you're reading it, and now you can fluently read that article. But you need some person to like give you feedback whether you're reading it right or wrong. Even you can post it publicly on Chinese like sorry, Instagram reels, and see if someone can give you feedback on that. So be open to that. So this is another way to get better at your speaking. Another is translate English to Chinese stories of your level. Again, you need a teacher for feedback whether you're translating things correctly or not. But this really helps in processing speed. The moment you see English, can you like very quickly like say same thing in Chinese? This method of like translating English to Chinese stories really help in framing sentences faster. So we want to like make our processing speed fast. One, we are doing it with listening. Another, we are seeing English and translating Chinese. So we really want to work that way. And then let's say you finish level 1 and level 2, at some point you're like, oh, I really want to see how much I can speak, understand, listen, where I can hear real life native conversation. Then you go to like audio platforms like Clubhouse or Hi Local, both are apps, to listen to native and non-native speakers speak Chinese. So constantly on these platforms, some other other like either Chinese people or non-native, they are talking, and you have option to just listen to them and not participate in a conversation. Or if you feel like, oh, I'm understanding them, oh, I want to talk to them, oh, can I like try my Chinese with them? Then you like, there is like an option where you like say like invite for talking, or I don't know, want to talk something, there is option. Then you can click on that, and then you can also start talking with them, start introducing yourself or whatever you want to do with them. So this is my way. If I have been starting Chinese, I would not focus on my speaking on day one. More, I'll be focusing on getting my reading and listening skills right, and of course translation skills right. If you are done with this system, when you reach level 3, then you start investing your money in speaking with a tutor rather than learning vocab and grammar through institutes. See, I don't know if you have realized by now or not, but whoever is teaching Mandarin, even including me, like let's say I'm running group classes, I really don't like teaching grammar and vocab, because this is something you can do on your own. There are so many YouTube channels available now who are teaching HSK 3, HSK 2, HSK 1. There is this Chinese Zero to Hero who has like whole course on it. Literally, you can buy their HSK level 1 to 6 courses for 15,000 rupees. So imagine you invest 15,000 rupees for all the levels, and then you hire a private tutor. Like if you try to cost it down, I think it will be much cheaper for you to do that rather than like spending your money on institute. But again, everybody has a different way of learning. Some people like group classes, some people like that peer thing. I also liked it. I think one of the reasons I started learning language is I wanted to make more friends, or I wanted to go and explore something else. So it really also depends on what kind of different goals you are having. But having said that, even in a classroom environment, you can't really improve your speaking a lot. For improving speaking, you really need like a one-on-one attention, that you're talking to a real life person, either a non-native fluent Chinese speaker or a native fluent Chinese speaker. So please have this mindset or investing your money in speaking with a tutor rather than investing your money in learning the vocab and grammar. Now everything can happen even through chat GPT. So do self learning and practice, do self learning of vocab and grammar, and practice speaking with a tutor. And of course you can also clear their doubts with them as well. So, and obviously keep doing things mentioned in the beginner level. and have a per week or a monthly budget that you can put into a teacher. So the right now teachers in India are somewhere from 500 INR to 2500 INR. I fall in between. I charge 1500 to 2000 INR in between, depending on how many classes you're booking with me. So you can get all kind of variety. So 500 per INR per hour wala, they have less experience. They are maybe just started teaching. There's something different, right? When you're learning with like a 500 INR per hour person versus 1500 versus 2500. So it really depends what kind of budget you have. If you want to learn with a native speaker, italki and chatty are a great option. Even native people also doesn't charge too much. It comes around $8 to $10. I mean, yeah, but like in an Indian perspective, it's still like a little bit more, like 1200 to 1800 per hour. But yeah, these are your option. I've included the Mandarin story. That is my brand. If you want to learn from me, you can personally DM me. And for level 5 and 6, let's say if you have finished level 4 and 5, level 4, and you're at level 5 and 6, and you're like, how to improve my speaking, either you talk to a Chinese person daily or you go to China. You have no other option, because at after level 4 your growth is going to be very stagnant, because after level 4 99% of the time you can speak whatever you want, you can communicate whatever you want. So speaking wise you really feel there is stagnation coming, but listening wise there are a lot of room for improvement. So obviously Chinese talk shows and TV series is also one way to like improve your listening. But at level 5 and 6 we are really looking more towards improving our listening, so we can like speak on more broader topics. So Chinese talk show or Chinese vlogs is something you should like focus a lot more on at this level. Yeah, anybody has anything to add on how to improve one's speaking in Mandarin apart from what I have suggested, or anybody has anything to add on to it? Nothing? सब सुनने आए हैं क्या? I also actually don't know how to like have this session without like we'll have the two-way interaction. Let me just finish this. The thing is, I never do this, one way where I'm talking, talking, talking. I don't even know people are listening or not. It's just so weird. In my even classes, also half of the time students are talking and I'm like listening to them. So this is little different. Uh, okay. Next question is all about HSK exam in India. How to apply for the official HSK exam. I think these questions were asked before, like the announcement got made that HSK exams are happening in July. So just FYI, HSK exams are happening in July in Kolkata. These are going to be offline exam. There is no way that you can give these exams online. Even it is happening in Kolkata. भगवान का बहुत शुक्र मानो. ठीक है? And if you can go to Kolkata and give exam, please give it. Like some people coming to me and they're asking me, I can't go Kolkata. Can I give online or something? No, dude, we don't have that privilege. You can't. So if you want to give exam, you can just join this Facebook group. Whoever is conducting in Kolkata, they are posting all the updates over there. Even I get my updates from this group only. So obviously you can firsthand get those updates if you join this Facebook group. If you guys have any other questions on HSK, we'll take it when we are doing the Q&A session. But yeah, I can't arrange any official HSK exams. I haven't tried it, especially because I don't stay in one city at a time. So I keep traveling. So it's hard for me to set up or figure out how to do this. And Acha, one thing a person has asked, like in India, it is not available. Can I give it from outside of India? Let's say our situations again goes back to 2020 where the HSK exams are not happening. Yes, you have an option to give outside from India. A lot of Indian students have gone to Bangkok to give their exam. So maybe you travel some sort of like a 7 day like travel thingy, and in between give your exam as well if you can. But like right now though it's happening in July, maybe post July, if you are watching this as a YouTube video and again we are at some place where exams are not conducting, please go abroad and give the exams. Don't hold yourself back. There's one more question, like now HSK exam are not being taken in India, so how can we validate our knowledge of Chinese language? So I took up this question, even I know the HSK exam is going to happen. Let's say even the HSK exams are not happening, you're not able to give your exams for some reason. The way to validate your knowledge, there is two, three ways to do it. One is to make 1 minute speaking videos to challenge yourself and put out on social media. It could be Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever platform you're comfortable. If you're not comfortable coming on screen, then you can also do volunteer translation. So if you just type volunteer Chinese translation things, there are a lot of things will come up where they will ask you to translate things, and you can show them as, you can show the job, whoever is taking your interview, see, I've done this kind of work. Another way is to write blog, write a blog in Chinese and English, like a bilingual blog. A lot of people do that. A lot of people have started seeing in India, they're writing their feelings in English and Chinese. I know a girl like that. I couldn't find her profile. If I find it, I'll tag it over here. But she's literally writing blogs and writing LinkedIn post in English and Chinese. I am like, wow. Like if I have to hire her, I'll just hire directly without seeing her resume. So yeah, like put it out. Your knowledge needs to be seen in publicly. So please do that if HSK is not an option. Uh, okay, next is I want to know where can we get books for our new syllabus. So so far I have checked with all my contacts in China. No new books are there. You can get a vocab list and start studying from there. I've posted these two links. One is a Chinese Zero to Hero. You can purchase their HSK 7 to 9 course. Another is this Go East Mandarin. They, if you like subscribe to them, like they will give you like a I don't know if they I okay, I don't have the link, but yeah, if you go to this link, they just ask you to put your email ID and then they'll send you the list. So right now, only this kind of material we have for a new HSK, nothing else. Mm, Another thing was I want to learn this language as a hobby right now, but is there a way to attend events that held in Delhi, a cluster where like-minded people come together for activities? Unfortunately, no. If you are someone who wants to do that, my group is totally open. Please organize that. Please have a poll. How many of people are you living in Delhi? I'm planning to conduct this and that. If you, any one of you can take initiatives, and the current WhatsApp group can help you get people, because I can see there are a lot of people from Delhi, Noida, and Gurgaon. Please feel free to do so. Right now, there is nothing like that exist in India as far as I know. In Mumbai, I think India China Academy does that a little bit. Baki to Kolkata mein there is Confucius Institute, but it's still not active. We don't have clubs, things. I don't know why in India this culture is not there. In China, the culture is so prevalent. But yeah, we don't have it. If we have it and I don't know it, please let me know. Either in Zoom chat or in the WhatsApp group. Please, people know if we have some sort of like this kind of activity group. I couldn't find it ever, to be honest. So yeah, so these were the questions I had. Now I am I will be quickly going through the comments and then we'll start the one-on-one session as well. So, okay, Pratham said, "Hey ma'am, this is going to be my first session with you." Hi Pratham, is he still there? No, he went. Okay. Ratvinder says, "I'm currently studying from HSK 4, just started." Um, and Ratvinder is again saying, "I'm using book called Developing Chinese Book with my HSK 4 book. So am I doing good? HSK 4 book is followed by my instructor." Yeah, I mean, Developing Chinese book is good book enough. But the thing is, are you just learning vocab and grammar, or are you doing more with whatever you are learning? That is the point. Are you talking with native speakers, or are you having some sort of speaking activities where you can see yourself improving in speaking and listening skills? So that matters a lot as well. Okay. Uh Prachi is asking, can you tell us a bit about your Chinese language journey, how you got started? Prachi, would you like to like open your mic, come on the screen and talk with me, like as human to human?
Hi, Samriddhi.
Hi, Prachi.
Just
Where are
one
you from,
second.
Prachi?
Hi, I'm from Noida.
Okay,
So I've been following a journey for a long time now, and it has been pretty inspiring.
thank you so
And that's
much.
why I reached out to you, like last, I think a few days back as well
Right,
regarding
right,
this.
right, 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 right. I
And
remember.
actually, I came across your YouTube channel, which got me
Okay,
pretty invested in this whole process.
Wow.
So, which is why I wanted to know how you got interested in Chinese language,
Right.
and maybe if you could tell, because I'm a complete
Right.
beginner, and right now I'm a working official, but I would like to take it as a hobby.
Right.
I would really like to add things as a like in my further work.
Right.
So how you got interested in this language, and maybe if you could like tell maybe something about your a little bit about your teaching process as well for a beginner, if that's okay.
Sure, sure. So my journey, why I started learning journey, first of all, is because of freedom. I wanted freedom. So what I mean by freedom is I wanted to be financially independent ASAP. I wanted to pursue psychology honors. I couldn't get that, and my knowledge was so limited that I thought, oh, I can't go beyond Delhi University. So I thought, oh, only arena is to be in Delhi University, and I can't apply for anything anywhere else. So because of that, I got into BCom, which is I'd never wanted to do that. So while doing BCom, I had like options either to do law, CA, MBA. I was not into CA, I was not into law. MBA was one option, and I wanted to pick up a foreign language. Someone suggested me, oh, you should pursue a
Okay.
foreign language. And I have been always interested in foreign languages. So I was like, why not? Now, choosing Mandarin as one of the foreign language was the reason because when I started searching top demanding language in the world, most paid language in the world, most difficult language in the world, most spoken language in the world, highest economy in the world. Do you know which language came on top? All the superlatives. Mandarin topped the chart for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it
Okay.
was like if I have to invest my time, why not investing in a language which has everything in superlative? It's considered as one of the most difficult language, most spoken. Economy is number two, and Japanese is also like takkar. It's literally as the same level, but Japanese is only spoken in Japan, whereas Mandarin is spoken in four countries: Taiwan, Hong Kong, mainland China, and Singapore. And it is also one of the
Yeah.
languages of United Nations. So if you wanted to go into that sector as well, there was an opportunity for that. So I was like, okay, learning Mandarin can open a lot of opportunities for me. Let me get started with this. If this is the most paid language in the world, I'm gonna get started with that only. This is how my journey started with Mandarin.
Okay.
Like why I picked up this language.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And in regard to you were asking me that what is my process when I am teaching a beginner a Chinese.
Yes.
So my process is to first like I really start from start in the sense ki I really let them know about the different dialects that we have in China, and then we come to the like pinyin and the characters part. So I have like a 10-hour basic course that I used to do before. So in that, the way I used to take a person in their Chinese journey is the first 5 classes. First of all, making them very comfortable with tones. The tones is something we speak in Hindi and English. You just need to know how. So I used to make them first comfortable with the concept of tones, that it's very easy. Then I used to make them comfortable with the language, that it's a very logical language. Like I call myself, like if you check my LinkedIn or my Instagram or my website, I always say learn one of the world's logical language in the logical language. Let me make Mandarin simple and logical for you. This language is super logical. When it comes to even making words, you always start a word with a consonant and then with a vowel and then with a consonant and then with a vowel. Like let's say the example peiching. Peiching ka pa b is a consonant, ei is a vowel. Ching j is a vowel, ing is the consonant. So English doesn't work like that. English may you take an example called traffic. What is the logic of traffic? Like where is this consonant and vowels are coming from? There's no logic to it. So I tell the students about the logic or how logical this vocabulary is made. And then you have to master these 416 syllables that we have. And then I spent 5 classes on only mastering the pronunciation through different methods. Once I know my students are very well versed with the pronunciation, I spent 5 classes on them. Then 3 classes is spent only on speaking. They try to speak provinces, Chinese names, very small things, and we do some survival phrases and all. And after that, the last 2 classes are about Chinese characters. Now in most of the places, Chinese characters are taught like, this is ni hao, you write it, that's it. But in my class, one class is just dedicated in understanding the history of characters, how the storytelling, and there are so many beautiful stories behind characters, and people are not sharing it. I mean, I at least I don't know. Like, I have studied from 6 places and nobody has taught me the storytelling of Chinese characters. And Chinese characters have stories to it. Each character today I teach is through storytelling. So last two classes is basically where I make people comfortable with the concept of, like, Chinese characters, that it is not like the most difficult thing in the world. It's actually very logical. Like, you can see things like this. I literally tell the story that why women is like this, why child is like this, and if you learn these two symbols, you can learn the character of how, by making up a story that a woman and a child is all you need for a good life, and good in Chinese is how. So every character that I teach, it's all story. So a person learns to read, write, and type Chinese character in the last two classes. So once we are done with those things, then we come to level 1, where I'm covering 12 topics. And of
Okay.
course, that is a whole different journey. So this journey was all about, like, making your foundation. And when you come to level 1, your whole journey is about reading articles even if you do not know the meaning, listening to Chinese podcast, obviously learning and practicing vocabulary, and with me translating stories. So I have, like, full-fledged English stories that I ask people to translate. Just to give you a glimpse, it looks somewhat like this. So let's say this is one. So, okay, this is, I think I need to, maybe it is here. So let us see this. So this is like a very short story that, what short, like, passage that you have to translate in Chinese with me. Another could be like, you have to read this passage for me. So there are a lot of different stories that I do, which it's revolved around listening, reading, and translation. Then again, I play taboo. I do speaking activities like story composition, dialogue conversation, and you need to, let's say, there's a topic and you have to write on the topic, essay writing sort of things. So
Okay.
at different levels, different sort of activities keeps getting added in my courses. That's how I approach.
Okay.
Yes. Any other thing that you want to ask?
Yes, just one more thing. So I did my HSK one a while back with with one of the institutes in Delhi,
Hmm.
and so I'm just wondering if I were to take up language learning with you further, will that affect? Will the curriculum be affected? Like, because I don't know, like, will there be like a mismatch or something? Because they
So you
follow
you
the
have you have done HSK. No, sorry, can you repeat your question again?
So I did my HSK. I'm sorry, I think I am I audible?
Yeah. You're audible.
Okay. So I did my HSK one with an institute in Delhi,
Okay.
and if I because I was planning, like I mentioned to you
Yeah.
a few days back, that if I want to like take this further with you,
Right.
so
Right.
will there be a difference in the curriculum, which
No, the curriculum will not be different. It's just like what happens in HSK 1 within institute, you must have learned vocab and grammar, right?
yes.
But have you seen those vocab and grammar in different context, in different conversation, through listening and reading and speaking, or doing translation? Like, what was the activities that was involved when you were learning level 1?
Like you mentioned, there was definitely reading. There was a bit of speaking, and yes, speaking as well. But it's been a bit of a long time since there has
Okay.
been a gap since I
Okay.
yes. So
Okay.
because I
No, no. Okay. Got it. But yeah, I mean, in a very short answer, there will be no difference, because all of my materials is also very much like, what I try to do is I always keep HSK in my mind, because a lot of people want to give exam. So let's say my HSK speaking course, HSK 1 speaking course, will have all the HSK 1 vocab in it. But at the same time, 20% of the vocab is going to be from little higher levels, because 150 vocab is not enough to do a lot of things.
exactly.
and
Okay, okay,
and that is like a learn in progress. Like you, the more you see, and the more you practice with me, you'll get comfortable, because one
oh,
thing gets repeated like 2 3 times. So
oh,
actually one vocab will be there, but maybe 10 20% new things you're going to learn with me as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Samriddhi.
You're welcome. Anything else?
Nothing. Thank you so much.
All right, no worries. Ratvinder, would you like to take up your question online? Let's talk. What's your question?
Hello, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, Ratvinder.
Actually, I just forgot my old question, so I have a new question for you. Like when I'm currently I just enter my HSK level 4, right? As
Right,
I told you.
right,
Uh, Whenever I do my listening practice, I feel like 50% is going over my head and 50% is like I'm understanding little bit and 20% I'm translating in my mind. So is it
right.
happen same with you while you
Yes.
were studying,
Yes, it is
or
very
I'm the
normal
only
to
one?
happen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what happens, I'll tell you. At HSK 1, everything feels like, oh my God, oh my God. फिर at HSK level 2, level feel while 1 feels like, okay, good. So as you progress in each level, let's say when you reach level 5 and then you start again going through these same audios that you are doing right now, everything will make sense. So just keep going on. It's okay if right now you're understanding 50%, you're not understanding 50%. It's very natural to happen. It happened with me as well.
Okay, one more thing. I actually just gave an interview for an internship in Realme India.
Okay.
Okay, so my interview was pretty well, but I was not able to understand what my HR was saying. Like her speaking was very quick,
Okay.
very, very quick. So
Yeah.
how can I deal with this thing? Though
I
I
told you
attend,
you have to increase your
though
processing speed. Tell me the listening
okay,
materials. What kind of listening are you doing? And I'll tell you where you're lacking. Tell me what listening materials you're
actually,
using.
it's been a almost 1.5 years since I started learning Chinese. I only have one-on-one session with my teacher. My teacher is an Indian, okay.
Okay.
And for listening, I just listen podcast and listen to the YouTube videos and watch some Chinese anime. Though I have watched only one anime, I
Right.
really don't like Chinese drama
Okay.
because everything is filled of
I
love and they
understand.
speak
I
very
also
fast.
don't. I also don't watch Chinese drama. It's somehow I can't relate with it. I do watch like modern dramas, like the rational stories. I There is one drama. It's called the Rational Story, which is like pretty decent. But yeah, more or less, I am also not into that. This is it, like the Chinese podcast and YouTube. This is
YouTube, and on weekends I do attend a class from China. There is a university who's providing 3 months online course, so I do attend that class as well. This
okay.
is helping me in somehow helping. Yeah,
Yeah, because
so yeah,
that
that's
whole
the
class
only.
must be. If you're at level 4, the class is 100% in Chinese. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Right, right, right. No, so Ratvinder, when you're doing listening to Chinese podcast and you're watching YouTube videos, what are you doing? Are you just listening? Are you making notes? Are you noting down new vocabs? Are you imitating? What are you doing? Do you anything doing, or it's
So
a passive listening thing?
so while I was watching, while in YouTube videos, I do write like pause the video, write the characters so that I can learn the characters as well. And I sometimes I repronounce the sentence so that I can practice my speaking. It is called shadow practicing, I guess.
Right, right.
I do this while only on YouTube videos, and for podcast, I only just listen to the short stories that they were
Okay.
saying.
Then I would say you're going on a right track. The what you're doing is the right way, but you have to be a little patient because you also need to understand if you're saying that I'm just starting level 4, that means in your bucket there is only 600 vocab. Let's say if you have practiced externally and you have written down new vocab, max 200 vocab more, 800 vocab. 800 vocab is not enough to listen Mandarin. Listening needs a lot more input and it will only come with time. There is no hard and fast rule. If you even listen to Chinese 8 hours a day, it will not help you. What will help you is to be patient and take one day at a time and give yourself a year more, because it's been 1.5 years to you. And I tell my student takes 2.5 years to do level 4. Why I take 2.5 years? Because assimilation भी एक चीज होती है यार, like you want to like grasp and like register and then use it, and it can't happen so quickly. You need to give any language a certain amount of time. So with your case, I think your methods are right. You should continue on that path, but give yourself a little time, because with 600 or 800 vocab, this is the only much you can do right now. Not much you can do right now. That it will just come with practice and time.
Okay,
So
okay,
it's normal. It's completely normal. If you're feeling you're out of place, you're not. Because these HSK
okay,
levels are also very fuck all. Okay. When you say I'm doing HSK level 4, no, you're actually doing A2 level of a, if you talk about European framework, like your B2 level of Mandarin will be A2 level of Spanish. Your understanding, when you do HSK level 1, 2, 3, you are just finishing A1 level of, let's say, Spanish or French. You are at A2 level right now. So whatever you're doing is great. You need to reach B2 level to actually understand 80% of the stuff, which is going to take at least a year or a year and a half. So don't think I'm at B2 level and I'm not able to do it. You're not at B2 level in actuality. You're just at A2 level.
okay. One more quick question. By
Yeah.
doing job, will speaking Chinese will gonna improve or not gonna improve?
Now it depends on the type of work. I'll tell you, recently one of my student, she has done HSK 3, like her level is HSK 3 and she has got into a job. It's a Chinese company. So all the employees are Chinese and they constantly talk to her in Chinese and her brain is exploding because imagine at level 3, how much Chinese you can understand. You can't. And she's working with them and every day she's like, oh my God, it's so difficult, so difficult. But I mean, she has to catch up with that. So with that kind of a environment, her Chinese is going to like improve super quick. But there are certain jobs where maybe Indian people are hiring you to do some research, and only skill that is required is your translation skills or your skills to able to like see characters, and very little of like speaking is involved. Like you won't believe, a lot of my students who are learning one on one with me, it's not because they are learning Chinese, it's because they need to like, so they are into jobs which require them to use Chinese, but it's not like a active Chinese where they're speaking, it's more like translation basis. So just to keep up with their speaking, they take classes once a week with me. They're not gaining anything out of it, but they are in touch with Mandarin when they're practicing it with me. So a lot of students come to me just practice their spoken, so they are just in touch with Mandarin, because a lot of students have lost their touch in Mandarin because they got into translation jobs. So be very careful with what kind of job you're picking. Pick a job where your spoken is going to be used more if you like speaking.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for clearing
Okay.
all this. Now
All
I'm good
right.
at.
Yeah, great. Awesome. Good to know. Any other questions anyone has? I need to see the. Pratham, do you want to talk directly? Where is Pratham? Pratham, Shikha is saying, can you give an example of story of one character? Shikha, I hope that PPT just I shared was helpful. And Amal is saying, do you suggest writing HSK exams every time I pass a level or directly write HSK 4 plus after years of learning? Very good question. So I think a lot of people have this confusion. You do not have to give exam level by level. Like you can directly give level 4 or level 5. Let's say because I had to apply for scholarship, I gave like level 1 and level 2. And then but I did not give level 3, I directly gave level 4 and then level 5. So in your case, I would suggest you guys should directly go for level 3, like when you're appearing for exam, and then level 4 and 5. Level 1 and 2 to kuch nahi hoga, matlab you're wasting your money, that's it. So some people like to have the certification to just feel that motivation, okay, I scored something. That is your goal, please give HSK 1 and 2, but it is of no use. If you want to use your money, rather give HSK 3 or 4 directly. I'll suggest that.
Thank
Uh,
you, Samriti. I had one more doubt
yeah,
as
yeah,
I
Amal.
heard asked the last question.
Yeah.
So usually people recommend using websites where you speak to native Chinese people, like italki and all. So, but I've just started learning Chinese. So, around what level do you recommend speaking to native Chinese people?
After when you start level 3, I'd never recommend at level 1 and 2, because the thing is, it will frustrate you. It will just demotivate you actually, and nothing else will happen. So rather than getting demotivated, it's better to listen to Chinese through through audio platforms. You can like always listen to them, because a lot of time non-native speakers are like trying to like fumble and
Hmm.
like trying to speak. So listen to them, practice with them at beginner level, but native speaker when you start level 3, not
Okay,
before
thank
that.
you.
Welcome. Samir, please, you can ask some of your questions.
你好，老师，
不是你好，老师好。
老师好，
对，你好，Samir. Yeah,
你好，
tell me.
老师I have some questions like I'm applying for like I'm level 4 and it's
Okay,
been like I took so much time that I'm applying for university in China like studying 1 year language course but I'm
super.
so much confused that how to how I'm applying just I'm doing everything by myself no
Right.
one is helping
I can
because
totally feel you have been there,
yeah
done
because
that.
no one is supporting right now they
Right.
told that you do it by yourself like self
Yeah, yeah.
so I'm doing everything by myself but I'm very much confused like how to apply for medical examination like when I was applying for a university site like
Hmm.
so their requirements are medical examination so how
Right.
and lots of JW's O2 form and
Right.
like that and passport number
Right.
passport this and lots of information like what do you say yeah that
Uh, okay. Tell
and
me, which city are you living in?
Mumbai.
You're living in Mumbai. Okay, that JW form wala thing the university is going to give you. Okay. When it comes to medical examination, do you know things like Dr. Lal Path Lab, these kind of thing?
uh,
Like
no
in
no no
Delhi, we have very popular. Okay, any place where you can get your blood test. Like, do you know any place in Mumbai?
do you know Path Lavsher?
Huh.
I'm a
Parth, yeah,
student
Parth, I know. Then why don't you ask Parth? He has done everything in China. His sister has done everything in China.
like
Take his
yeah
help, no?
I just extra curriculum help from your suggestions that's why
Okay. No, I mean, physical health examination is nothing but like, let's say, if you today, if you want to get your all body test, where will you go? You go to some like Path Labs type kind of thing. Like in Delhi, we have this Lal Path Lab. It's like very famous. I don't know what's the scene with Mumbai,
so do we
but
require government hospitals like
no, you don't. You can do it in private as well. So
okay
there is some ECG test, HIV test, and there is one more test that you need to get done. So you go to any kind of like जहाँ पे कोविड के टेस्ट होते हैं वहां चले जाओ यार वहां पे भी आपके
okay
ब्लड टेस्ट वगैरह हो जाएंगे वो करवाने के बाद यू गो टू एनी डॉक्टर you give them the foreigner physical examination form they will fill it with you they will ask you some question they will see your report and they will give you a thappa and that's it it's done it's very simple
okay.
yeah
Yes. Sure.
okay
Uh, and I have two more questions. Can I ask?
yeah
Um, as a I'm a vegetarian, so I could go to China. So how will survive?
How will you survive as a vegetarian in China? Which city are you applying to?
Guangzhou, South
Hey,
China Sea.
Guangzhou mein you will thrive, bro. Guangzhou has so many Indian restaurants.
But my parents are telling that they will God will not give you access to go restaurants. You have to make food by yourself.
No, what? Sorry, access
Like
to
my
rest.
family is like telling that you have to do it everything by yourself. You have to cook the food by yourself. You don't have means you will not go to the restaurants to eat. It's very expensive to eat there like that.
Oh, I mean, that is a fair deal. I mean, it is expensive to eat Indian food in China if you want to. It cost you like what? Like, I think 600 rupees for like a buffet. I think that is what the 600 INR if you go for a buffet. And if you just want to like, yeah, it is costly for sure.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
stay for 1 year, so
I
how
mean,
to
yeah, it's not feasible option to eat out every day. You then you should like I don't know cook yourself. I mean, learn cooking,
okay.
and take your stuff and then cook. Other option is to eat the campus food. China may there is a lot of veg food as well. You can definitely in canteen find a lot of veg food for yourself. There will be no problem. At least
Okay.
I did not face any problem.
Okay.
But I also used to cook weekly once a week just to have that Indian ka thing. So once a week I used to cook by myself. Once a month I used to go out and have the buffet. But rest of the let's say 28, 27 days I used to eat with my Chinese family whatever they have cooked, or I'm eating at like university canteen and I'm exploring restaurants. It is not that expensive to be very honest. It will take what 10,000 per month, 10,000 INR I'm talking about
Okay.
food. So that's okay. Yeah.
May I ask you like how to carry things like do you carry like if what do you say, saman, like what do you say, things like MTR.
So for that, if you have not watched my last session, please go watch the recorded. It is on the group description of the WhatsApp, and go through the Google Doc. I have a blog. I have a YouTube video where I've talked everything about it. Please watch that. Okay.
One
Anything
more last
else?
question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
How to apply for Chinese language scholarship?
Sir, first session was all about that. I spent
Okay.
1.5 hours
Of course.
explaining that. So please watch that video one. And all the links where you can apply for scholarship is again on that Google Doc. Everything is in the group description.
Okay.
So please go through that.
Awesome.
Yes. Anything else?
So, may I ask you, if I'm graduating after graduation, can I apply for their jobs? And what will be the
Sorry,
like,
after your graduation is in Chinese?
yeah. As a language translator after like getting a degree from non-degree program.
Oh, after non-degree program of 1 year. So let's say you're pursuing level 4 right now, and then you go to China. Let's say you cleared level 5 and you have 1 year of experience in China. Yeah, you can definitely apply for jobs. I think you should get like good package of at least, because you're a fresher. I'm expecting like either 7 to 9 kind of thing. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm definitely sure you'll not be under the bracket of 4 to 6 lakh per annum, but you'll be more under the bracket of 6 to 8 lakh, or maybe 8 to 10 lakh. Because just because you don't have like working experience, yeah,
Yes.
other if you would have a working experience plus like 1 year of experience in China, you definitely would have fall into 10 to 15 lakh bracket.
Okay.
But yeah, starting, yeah, you'll get job very easily.
And business is easy in China.
Sorry.
Business,
Business in
doing
China?
business. Yeah.
I have no idea, sir. I have never done
Okay.
business in China. I do teach businessmen, but I have no idea how they're doing it, what
Okay.
they're doing. My brother
Uh,
is also doing it, but I have no idea how he's doing
okay.
it. So yeah, anything else?
Uh, HSKK, how to apply for, what are the procedures and what like
For HSKK?
yes, and what how to apply like
Sir, sir, please go to the Google Doc. I don't know if you were here or not. I just told people only one institute in Kolkata is conducting it. The exams are happening in July. You join this Facebook group. They have given you the number as well where you can contact them.
okay,
Please contact them and they'll tell you
sure,
all the details.
sure.
Okay.
Okay.
And
No.
yeah,
Sure.
I've mostly have put it out either a resource or a link for all the questions most the people have. I literally am having these sessions just because people stop asking me questions, or if they ask, I can point it out to them some link or video. So whatever you
Yes,
have asked, I've already like answered it. So
sure.
please just go through all my links and all the videos and you will find your
Okay.
answers.
I have
After that, if you still have question, then you personally DM me. I'll definitely give you an answer.
sure.
Okay.
I have one more question, last question.
Yes.
Will you gonna do one more session like in future?
I am not sure. We will see. I don't know like what to do. I just wanted to have these sessions to like get everything out there. But of course, I would wish to have. I mean, if people are interested, people have more questions, I won't mind doing these sessions. जितना knowledge बांटो उतनी अच्छी बात है. तो yeah, I might do it. But I'm not sure. I'm not guaranteeing it.
Okay.
So
Have
yeah.
you completed your level 6?
I have like prepared for level 6, but I couldn't give the exam because when I had to give exam like in 2020 March, and January was when the COVID hit, and then I have to come back to India. So my level 6 I couldn't ever appear, but I did prepare for it.
I'm like doing level 4, but my progress is almost good. My vocab is super far, like what is super good, but uh, my Laosha says that you are scrambling,
What is scrambling?
like अटकते हो sentence में. That is
तो फोकस ऑन रीडिंग. समीर, इफ यू कैन रीड फ्लुएंटली एंड रीडिंग में आप अटक नहीं रहे हो तो स्पीकिंग में भी अटकना बंद हो जाएगा. आप पहले ये देखो कि आपकी रीडिंग कैसी है, रीडिंग में अटक रहे हो या नहीं. अटक रहे हो तो प्रैक्टिस
reading
प्रैक्टिस
is like
प्रैक्टिस.
Chinese read is good, but translation is not good.
वो प्रैक्टिस पे है, करवा रहे हैं वो प्रैक्टिस.
करवा रहे
तो फिर
यही
और
तो.
करो. मतलब
Yeah.
वो फिर इट विल टेक टाइम. देयर आर सम थिंग्स व्हिच टेक्स टाइम, सो यू हैव टू बी पेशेंट. बी पेशेंट. फॉर
And
मी इट्स बीन
practice,
10
have to do
years.
practice.
It's been 10 years, imagine. I
Oh,
started in 2013, where I
oh,
struggled for 3 years even to speak in proper tones. because I did not get good guidance. See the patience level I had for Mandarin. Please develop that. Okay, you will
Practice is
reach
must.
where you want to reach.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Practice is
Anything?
must.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. Anything else?
Uh, Nothing. It's okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions? I can say Shikha, Rahul. Shikha, Rahul. Yeah, Shikha. Please, can you ask your questions by opening your mic? Okay, Rahul.
Yeah,
Yes, please ask your questions.
I want to know. I am studying in second semester from
Okay,
Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan.
bilkul.
Right time to give HSK 3 or not?
No, sir. Semester 2 means book 2 is going on, is it? Or book 1
Yes,
is going on?
yes. Next Sunday is my final exam.
Book 1 or book 2?
Book 2.
Book 2.
Hmm.
Do one thing, no. Type HSK3 vocabulary on YouTube. Go through that 600 vocab, or YouTube chodo. Just go to Google. Just go through the vocab list. See if you can recognize all the characters from the vocab and all the
Okay.
grammar patterns you know or not. If you are good
Okay.
to go, grammar patterns you can check from Chinese 0 to hero. They have grammar chart. It's for free.
Okay.
So go
Okay.
through level 1, 2, 3 grammar chart, level 1, 2, 3 vocab, see how much you know or not. It depends on
Okay.
that. I would say that because the thing is, the book you are studying from, it's a 50-year-old book. And obviously this
Yes.
HSK is developed in 2012. So
Okay.
there is like overlapping of a lot of vocabs, but let's say there is an overlap. There are also a lot of vocabs you haven't covered yet. Maybe like 30-40% you might not have covered. So you need to see that. I mean, you can't just appear for level 3. You need to make sure you know all the vocabs and grammar.
Okay.
So just find the
And
list and go through it one day, like day by day.
one thing I want to know, मैं एक्चुअली अपना फोर्थ सेमेस्टर कंप्लीट करने के बाद खुनमिंग मेरे को किसी ने सजेस्ट किया कि
Hmm.
खुनमिंग साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी है,
Hmm. Hmm.
आप
Hmm.
वहां
Hmm.
से अपना एडवांस लेवल करो,
Hmm.
तो खुनमिंग
Rahul, your voice is gone. Rahul, are you there? Okay, till the time Rahul comes, I'll quickly take Shikha's question. Shikha. Shikha, which companies have Chinese native and we can find Chinese speaking job? Please watch my yesterday's video. You will find your answer. I have mentioned most of one article where a lot of like Chinese company names are there. I've also told how to find Chinese jobs. So you please watch like my yesterday's video to get your answer. And what if we find a job where there is no speaking work? That's your bad luck, and you have full choice and full free will to choose that. So please, if you know that you do not want that, so don't choose that. Ask them. You have the right to ask what kind of work am I supposed to do, and how much speaking work is involved. Because I want to do some job where 70 to 80% time I get to speak Mandarin. So please be very like open about the recruiter as well. Mm. Ma'am, is HSKK difficult as Kolkata Center is taking HSKK plus HSK? HSKK is not difficult for people who are confident with their speaking. But in general sense, like if you talk about like the exam pattern, that is like very easy. So first question is literally they read a sentence and there is ting and then you have to repeat the sentence. So if you can read and then repeat, you good to go. Then second question is all about they ask you a question and then they ask you why. Let's say is like 你的最好的朋友是谁为什么 now you have to speak on it. And then I think there is one more pattern, but it's easy, like the questions are very easy. All you need is to like know how to speak. It's not difficult, to be very honest. uh आज तो बहुत सारे questions हैं. Okay. Saili is asking, I have completed my advanced diploma. So, ma'am, may I directly give HSK 4 or first I should give HSK 3 and after giving HSK 3, is it beneficial for job? I'm a little bit confused about levels. Can you please guide me on that? Saili, you can directly apply for HSK 4. I think it's better if you're applying for jobs, you should have HSK level 4 plus HSKK. It will get you under at least 5 to 7 lakh, 4 to 6 lakh ka bracket. Because if you give HSK 3 and apply for jobs, it will keep you in 3 to 4.5 lakh ka bracket. You want to increase your bracket, so at least give HSK 4, and you can directly give HSK 4. You do not have to give HSK 1, 2, 3. You can directly do that.
मैम
Yes.
मैम एक्चुअली मुझे HSK 4 ही डायरेक्टली देना था, बट एक्चुअली मैं थोड़ा कंफ्यूज हूँ, मीन्स इतने कम टाइम में मीन्स प्रिपेयर होगा या नहीं, उसमें कुछ आप टिप्स दे सकते हो क्या? HSK 4 का अगर कम समय में अगर प्रिपेयर करना है तो कैसे करना होगा उसका?
यार मुझे ना कम समय में कुछ करना नहीं आता, मतलब मुझे कोई बोले ना 3 महीने में फ्लुएंट कैसे हुई चाइनीज में, मैं कम समय में HSK 4 कैसे क्लियर करूँ? I don't know.
नो नो मैम,
मतलब I have gone through very hard working process and there are no shortcuts in languages, yaar. To be honest, Saili,
नो नो
if you
मैम,
know 1200 vocab of HSK 4, if you know grammar patterns of HSK 4, if you can do mock test for HSK 4, then only appear for the exam. Like shortcut is this
ओके
only. Go through all the vocab, go through all the grammar patterns, make sure you
एक्चुअली मैम
understand
इट्स इन
everything.
जुलाई ना, सो इट्स वेरी लेस टाइम, दैट्स व्हाई आई जस्ट आस्क.
बे, बेटा यू हैव स्टिल 1.5, मतलब जुलाई में एग्जाम है, मई आधा पड़ा हुआ है, जून पूरा पड़ा हुआ है, 1.5 महीना. इफ यू आर गुड एट लेवल योर चाइनीज, 1.5 month is too much actually to prepare for level 4. You don't need
ओके
much time. Yeah.
या मैम,
So
थैंक यू मैम.
no worries. Take care.
यस
uh
मैम.
Anybody has any? Okay. Pratham, are you still there? Who was talking to me? I forgot. Was it Rahul or Pratham? Okay, Rahul is not there. Huh. Pratham said, have you answered the question related to international student? Pratham, can you like unmute yourself and speak your question? No, yes. Okay, I'll just answer this. Have you answered the question related to international student job in China? I haven't got due to network issue. Pratham, I answered this the job related things in China ka internship scenario and jobs available as internships in the last session. So I would recommend you go to my WhatsApp group, go to the group description, watch the session 2 recording, go through the links that are provided in the Google Doc, and then come back to me. Uh, Anybody else has any questions? Prachi, Shikha, Akshay, Saili, Samir, Anurag, Parit, Pratham, Sanchit. Anybody has any questions? Akshay, Parit, Anurag, and Sanchit. You have any questions? Because I think all other people have asked. And I don't want to waste people's time if nobody has any questions. So either be quick
No,
or bye-bye.
actually, I joined late, so I think you already answered my question. So no point
Okay.
asking again. I'll ask the question. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Pratham is saying, no, I recently applied for my bachelor's in business administration in Church Young Normal University. So that's why I'm asking you. Sorry, I'm lost. What did he ask me? Pratham, if you can unmute yourself and talk about your question, that will be great because I'm little confused what issue you have. Like, what is your question? Samir is like, I'm confused about HSK exam. Samir, what is the confusion? Akshay is like, all clear, thank you. Then Akshay, you can, I think, leave only. Anybody else has any questions? Hai to please unmute yourself and talk. Prachi is done. Shikha is done. Akshay is done. Saili is done. Samir, do you want to like ask what is your confusion about your HSK exam?
Yes, Lavasya. Like I was little bit confused because I haven't given. I've cleared 1, 2, 3, 4 levels, but still didn't got chance to complete. So little bit. What
No,
we say.
what is the confusion? I'm not understanding that.
How to apply means like what is the procedure like
अच्छा तो
website.
apply.
Yeah,
तुम्हें
application.
okay.
Uh,
See, when did you join the group? Can you tell me, like the WhatsApp group? Or you have not joined the WhatsApp group, you got like this link from somewhere else or
The
something
first
like
day
that?
only, I think so. I think
The
so.
first day only. Have you like ever gone through the conversation? Because I literally, there are people who circulated certificates and who have given things like,
I have joined on 6th May. 6th May.
uh, ये बड़े गजब इंसान हो. एक मिनट. गजब इसलिए क्योंकि see, here it is. Can you read this?
Yes, 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 yes.
What did you not understand in this? You tell me that. They have literally given, they literally say, you go to chinesetest.cn on Monday, you register yourself, then you
Okay.
WhatsApp your full name and HSK level to this number for
Okay.
verification of registration and payment detail. What is there that you did not understand?
Sorry. Actually, further procedures are that didn't
Sir,
understand.
further procedure they will tell you ना, इनको
Okay,
कॉल
okay.
कीजिए.
Sure,
हाँ,
sure.
और further procedure कुछ नहीं होता. I'll tell you, chinese.cn पे first you register yourself, then you
Okay.
give them the payment कि okay, registration is done, payment is done. Now exam के just a week before or maybe a day before or 2 days before, they will send you the examination hall ticket.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Now a day before the exam, you need to reach Kolkata. You need to think ki where you want to stay on the day,
Okay,
and then
okay.
next day you go to their center and give the exam. You
Means
you
will it
want
be
to
like paper pencil? They will have speakers.
see, it is an offline pen and paper test, so they will have speakers. I think they won't provide headphones, but I
Okay.
am not sure, so please don't take my word. Ask them only when
Okay,
you are
okay.
WhatsApping them. Just ask them, are you going to provide us like
Yeah,
headphones, or
that was
is
my
it like
question.
speaker?
Sorry.
No, that you have to ask them because I'm not conducting the
Okay.
exams. Yeah. Okay.
But do you have rights to conduct? Means like, can you conduct like for
No, not as of
the
now.
part official
Yeah,
partner?
yeah, I can't. इतनी पावर आई नहीं अभी तक. आएगी. इतने सेशन कंडक्ट कर रही हूँ, मोदी जी जरूर देखेंगे मुझे. कहीं तो मौका मिलेगा. But the only problem is I don't stay at like one city. I keep like moving. I keep traveling because I have a remote business, right? So you have to stick in
It's
one
like a
place to conduct
freelancer.
exam.
Like
No, I'm a solopreneur, but working remotely
okay,
because I teach only online. I don't have like offline classes or anything. So
okay.
yeah. Okay. Again, Prathamesh says, "Ma'am, I asked about the international student jobs in China. I recently applied to my bachelor's in business administration, Zhejiang Normal University, and right now I am doing part-time Chinese course in DU St. Stephen College and also having skills as graphic designing." So, see, Pratham, to answer your question, um, you have to apply for a different visa. So it is legally not allowed as a student to work in China, but you आजकल ऐसे फॉर्म्स और ऐसा वीजा आ चुका है जहाँ पे आप पार्ट टाइम इंटर्नशिप और पार्ट टाइम स्टडी वाला कर सकते हो. वो एक बार आप प्लीज सर्च करके देखो कि वो, और अपनी यूनिवर्सिटी को भी बताओ, कैन आई गेट दैट वीजा फॉर्म वेयर आई कैन डू पार्ट टाइम इंटर्नशिप एंड पार्ट टाइम स्टडिंग. इन केस दैट डजंट वर्क आउट फॉर यू, तो यार तुम तो ग्राफिक डिजाइनिंग कर रहे हो, अपना रिमोटली कमाओ फ्रीलांसिंग के थ्रू, उठाओ क्लाइंट्स. कौन तुम्हें देख रहा है कितने पैसे कहाँ कमा रहे हो? व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम? डू इट. If you want to like work offline in China, then obviously you need like university permission, you need like a different sort of visa and everything. But if you do not want to work offline with the China, and let's say you want to work remotely, then you know Oasis, there's like pool of opportunities for you. You can definitely do whatever you want to do. I hope that answers your question. Shikha is asking, ma'am, any good institutes in Delhi you will suggest apart from Langma? I think Hanyu or Mayu is good enough because there are Taiwanese trainers. Like that's what I feel. But other than that, I don't know. Yeah, I'm also like recommending them just because they are native people. So कितना ही बुरा हो जाएगा वाला. The non-native तो I have no idea. Non-native, I'll just recommend if you are graduate, go to East Asia Department, Delhi University, enroll for their like full-time diploma wala thing. They use very old books, but they will like their guidance is good. I will recommend to East Asia Department. Okay. Anybody has any other questions, or we are done for the day?
I have sorry. I have.
समीर, तुमसे तो मुझे ना, ठीक है बोलो.
Uh, as I'm applying for international college, right? So do we have
International what?
college international?
Okay, okay.
So do we have like police verification from both the countries?
No,
India?
not both the countries. You just need put PCC from India. That too only if you're applying for scholarship. I don't think you required PCC if you're like self-sponsoring yourself. At least I did not need it
Okay.
as a
As
self-sponsored student.
funding, then we don't need like.
No. Only scholarship may you need it. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Okay. Anybody else has any questions before I finally like shu this session? All good? Okay, guys. Thank you so much for attending my session. If anybody can like open their screen, I want to take a picture. Or should I smile only? Anybody would like to like just show their face? I want to take a picture. Okay, no worries. Okay. Thank you, Prachi. At least I have one person. Okay, smile, Prachi. I'll take a very quick snapshot. Okay. Hi, Parit. Okay, thank you. We have some people. Yay. I couldn't take any of like pictures. I've taken the picture. Like I couldn't take any picture of any of the sessions. I'm like, ek to loon. Cool. Parit, you have any questions? Mayo. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Take care. Good night. Wanan.
Yes,
Zaijian.
Laos.
Pukachi.